That's at their best. Like really, SFJs are hard not to get along with at their best. What up, y'all? So I caught me at nighttime, but luckily it looks like it's a lot of light. Y'all should see me plenty good with all this light going. I'm talking like the Hodge twins. I've been watching them too much. But anyway, real quick, um, I got a raffle going on. First of all, let me talk about that first. I have a raffle going on. Ends March. I mean, not March. Why am I saying March? It ends August 26th. It's for my online fitness coaching services. If you sign up, you enter for a chance to win 3 free months of coaching. So help me hop on that. You have to sign up before the 26th in order to be entered to for a chance to win. It's gonna be I'm picking 2 lucky people. So go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave a link below for you to sign up. You just have to fill out that form. That's all you got to do, and you're good pretty much. So yeah, you might want to hop on that. I only do that every once in a while. I'm only gonna do that once or twice a year, and this is my second time that you're doing it, so I'm not gonna be doing it for a while. So you might as well hop on that now while you can. Also, I'm still been making videos and stuff like that for my other channel, my personal channel. I'm gonna kind of be talking about various topics. I'm not quite sure what all the things I'm gonna talk about yet, but I do know one thing, and I'm talking about, like I said, I'm gonna talk about haters and stuff like that and how to deal with them. For anybody that's dealing with that, you might find that useful. Um, but yes, pretty much. Let's make sure this on. I'm gonna show you a little preview for what I've been working on a little bit. Be right back.
Both of them do it, but you got people like this. They are very narcissistic. I'm not gonna say they are a narcissist like an MPD and stuff like that because I'm not no professional. I'm not a counselor, but I just know that this is a very narcissistic thing. Now, I'm not talking about inspiration. There's a difference between inspiration and like straight up somebody just trying to compete and copy everything you do. Inspiration, genuine inspiration. Like if I get inspired by somebody, for me personally, most of the time I'm gonna go tell them. I'll say thank you for inspiring me or something like that.
Yeah, like if I'm inspired by somebody, I'll let them know, or I'll be like, it's nothing for me to give the person credit. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. A person that's copying you, they don't want to give you no credit. They want the credit for themselves. They don't like the fact that you thought of it first, type of thing. They don't like the fact that you're able to come up with your own ideas that are original and authentic, while they are inauthentic, and things like that. But yeah, I don't want y'all to confuse the two. I don't want y'all to confuse somebody copying versus somebody who's just inspired. Person who might look up to you. Sometimes they might take a little bit from you, but it's not like no hate behind it. They just admire you a lot. Person who's copying you, they admire you too, but they are in denial of it. Like they are in denial. All right, welcome back. So anyways, I want to talk about something I've noticed about sensor fillers. So they're a little bit different from intuitive fillers, I've noticed. For the most part, I'm creating my own kind of subcategory within the two. So for sensor fillers, I know the sensor fillers, I like to nickname them feel good vibes because that's kind of what they embody. Sensor fillers tend to embody feel good vibes. That's what I've noticed. Now the contrast of that for intuitive fillers, I don't know if I figured that out yet, but I do just want to focus more on the sensor fillers right now. I'll come up with something the equivalent. There's equivalency to probably everything you come up with for certain types because they're all kind of equal. It's more or less about if you have the best version of that type or if you have a like underdeveloped version of that type in that person. So for sensor fillers, at their best, they are pretty much feel good vibes. But what I mean by that, they tend to I know sensor fillers, they tend to create a good atmosphere around them, or they tend to want to create a good atmosphere around them. Like I've noticed, like with sensor fillers, like if they ever get to a point where the energy is bad around them, they tend to try to move on from it and bring the energy back to good vibes around them. I noticed. Let's say like if they got into an argument with somebody or something like that, they'll probably do what they can to try to make it Maybe they might forgive the people. They can be kind of forgiving. They can kind of forgive things just so they can keep the vibe back to good. Because they don't really like being in vibes where there's a lot of negativity. Now I'm not saying that that's not true for intuitive fellas, but sensor fellas are a little more like about having good experiences because of their senses, like the introverted sensors. Introverted sensors want to have a healthy introverted sensor wants to have good experiences that they can reflect back on. They don't really like to have a lot of bad things go on, a lot of things that they reflect back on, and they don't like to think about because they're so in touch with their memory and they recall on their memories a lot. They don't like to. I don't think they like to go back and have to think about bad things that they don't like to remember for the most part. Even though I think they also have a higher capacity to process those types of memories and be able to think about it. I think they have a little bit higher capacity than other types. Sensor fillers, they just want to sensor fillers. Not sensor fillers, extroverted sensors. On the other hand, like ESFPs and ESFPs and ISFPs, they more so about feel good vibe because they more so want to have a good time. Pretty much, they want to enjoy life and have a good time because of that extroverted sensing. It makes them want to have a good time naturally. They don't really like being in a bad mood and things like that. Let's put it like that. Let's say that's what it means. I say that all the sensor fillers don't like being in a bad mood too long or things like that. Now, intuitive fillers, I'm not saying that they like it. Intuitive fillers, though, they are more like they're more so inclined to go deeper into their negative emotions. They don't really mind getting real deep into the negative emotions and things like that. Um, I'm not saying they might not. I'm not saying they won't try to bring it back to positive vibes and all that, but they are better with sitting with other people's emotions. I think, as far as like their negative emotions, things like that. Um, that's why intuitive fillers tend to make better counselors and things like that versus sensor fillers. But there are a lot of sensor fillers that can be counselors too, but they're not as good at it as intuitive fillers. You know what I'm saying? Intuitive fillers, all four of them, they probably make the best counselors and things like that. Sensor fillers, I think they can do things. On the other hand, I think they can do things to cheer people up. I think they might be a little better at it, or like if they'll try to do something to make a person's experience a little better, so they're not feeling bad no more, and things like that. They're not necessarily as good as sitting with other people's negative emotions, or even sitting with their own. I guess you kind of got to sit with your own negative emotions, but they'll do it for a shorter period of time. I think as far as that, they're not quite as gloomy as like intuitive fillers. Now I'm saying this because it's not like a bad thing for either way. It's just a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's good. There's good things and bad things about each of those, but that's just something I noticed with sense of fillers, and it's kind of interesting. Um, yeah. So yeah, if you ever have like if some ever, let's say if it's an argument or whatever, because fillers they'll have arguments, and of course everybody gets in arguments. So I think some more than others. There's some people that might get in an argument once a year, and there's other people that I don't know. Some people are just more expressive than others and things like that. A little more confrontational. But yeah, like you get like the SFJs, like you get those ESFJs that are really accommodating, socially accommodating, and things like that. Very generous. That's at their best. Like really, SFJs are hard not to get along with at their best. People talk bad about SJs all the time, but really a healthy SFJ, they're really hard not to get along with. That's what I describe it because they're just super easy to get along with when they're at their best. Um, SFPs are just really cool. They're admirable because they're so cool and like they have a swagger about them. They're really cool people and they're non-judgmental too. SFPs are pretty non-judgmental. Now they're not as non-judgmental as NFPs. NFPs are probably the most non-judgmental people, especially ENFPs because they're lead NE. But SFPs are like non-judgmental, and they kind of nice to everybody at their best. They kind of like treat everybody. I guess they do kind of treat everybody equal in a way. Um, and they understand how you feel and things like that. They understand how people feel pretty well. I think extroverted sensing can give insight on that. Um, Man, it's just something I found interesting. I'm trying to make sure I said everything I wanted to say on that. Um, but yeah, what are your guys' thoughts on that? I think I'm gonna end this video. Uh, I just got done playing basketball, stuff like that. I was sweating a little bit, but I'm not sweating no more. which is good. I didn't want to be looking all like, I don't know. I need to take a shower though. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Make sure y'all hop on that raffle because I only do that every once in a while. So you better hop on it while you can. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, thanks for watching.